of Sip and Savor's fancy dandy Thanksgiving feature. So today, I got this guy.
My name's Reed Skupny.
Yep, and I'm Megan
my wife,
Skupny.
Megan.
Yeah, hey, nice to see you.
Pleasure.
This is the first time Reed's been home in seemingly like 6 weeks.
I came home yesterday, but
from
she forgot.
Harvest. I was already asleep. Or he was asleep right when he walked in the door.
One of the two.
Yeah. Anyway, Harvest is coming to a close. My partner is back.
And our favorite holiday is coming up. Thanksgiving is one of my favorites.
It's pretty
because
awesome.
it's casual, it's fun, people gather around a table, and we eat really good food till we're uncomfortable, and we drink lots, and then we go to sleep. Pretty awesome. Not a lot of pressure.
It's like a, slow Thursday. No, it's great. We're excited. So we got a couple episodes going. Our first episode with you guys, we did cranberry sauce and the Brussels sprout and bacon salad. So good.
Delicious.
You should probably make a double batch of both of those.
It's a lot of chopping of Brussels sprouts to stick with the single, and then do a double if you get.
It's well worth it.
Yeah.
Either way, make it. And today we're this round we are making sausage stuffing, John Skupny's own recipe, which is really amazing. And we're making dinner rolls. And the dinner roll recipe, I don't even know if you know this.
I don't.
So our dear friend and producer, Ben Tedesco, he is with us today, which is super exciting. It's his great-grandma's recipe.
Yeah, forget me, Ben's back. That's the fun part.
Ben is here, thank goodness.
It's Thanksgiving. Surrounded by family, good food, and friends.
Yeah, people we love. So we are excited. So Reed is he's getting the sage ready. So for the stuffing or dressing, we are calling it dressing, I think. You need about 6 tablespoons of sage.
A lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of sage. We have a mix of fresh and dried. This is like halfway
The
dried.
chickens got out and kind of ate most of our fresh sage, so we're using some dried sage we picked a while ago.
Yep. A little more. Yeah, and then we're just going to chop that. So sage, we've got our breadcrumbs over here, and this is just a big loaf of ciabatta that was torn into pieces.
Is it ciabatta?
I think it's ciabatta.
I think it's ciabatta.
All right, well, agree to disagree. And there's
Is that your Italian coming out?
Yeah. And there's some sourdough in there as well.
How would you like this chopped, Miss Skupny?
Probably minced up. Because I don't really want a full bite. Yeah, I don't really want a full bite of sage.
Okay.
But I love the flavor. And while Reed does that, I'm going to take these sausages. This is just mild Italian sausage. You could also use just bulk sausage. I'm going to cut these just into pieces. And
remember, the sausage you use for this, because this is almost a sausage bread casserole, you want it to be not
spicy.
Well, just extraordinarily flavored, because you're adding so much to it, and it kind of convects and confits itself in the actual stuffing. But you could totally go like random, crazy flavorful sausage, and I'd be down too.
Well, that's the cool thing about stuffing is you can make it with anything. Ben and I were talking about this earlier. You could do oyster stuffing. You could do cornbread stuffing. You could
oyster
do.
Sounds good. We haven't done that in a while.
You could do. You could put chestnuts in it. Like, there's no limit on what you could do for stuffing, and so this is a great base, and it is delicious. So sausage and sage, but you could take it anywhere you want to go with it. So, yes. What are you looking for? Oh.
I like
Reed's measuring?
I was going to make a snarky comment.
What happened over Harvest?
I like to measure stuff out. Megan doesn't really, and it drives me crazy.
Man, if you're a loyal follower of Sip and Savor, you know that is not true. That is false advertising.
I like how you got really all quiet. Like that actually took your breath away.
I don't know what to say.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
That I'm right. That you should measure.
No.
Is that what you mean?
Something like that. I'm actually kind of spot on. Guess. Oh, guys, really? Look at this. Okay, this is proof that I don't have to measure. That's 6 tablespoons. 6 tablespoons. Nailed it. You're welcome. What's next, Megan?
Oh my God, can you talk about the wine that we're going to drink? Because my glass is pretty empty. Your mom and I have been cooking all morning.
Pardon my reach.
We got this stuffing going.
We have something special for you today.
Aside from Reed's amazing, incomprehensible capability
Nailed
to measure without measuring spoons.
We have the 2019 Mendocino Chenin. Boom.
New release.
You're welcome.
So delicious. This was released November 1st. So fresh out. Oh, yeah. Mm. Can't say no to that offer. This is, our sixth vintage?
Mendocino?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
7.
18, 19. But we didn't do one year.
Yeah.
So 6.
No, we did. You're right.
Say it again.
You're right. Sometimes.
So beautiful. So we've been making this wine for 6 years. From the western, or up in the...
it's the Eastern Hills.
The Eastern Hills.
It's much like the Western Hills, but on the other side.
Well, the west to the east. The Eastern Hills of Mendocino, up in the Talmadge Bench area. This great 40-year-old vineyard. It's just fantastic. We've just fallen in love with it.
Yeah, it never ceases to disappoint. And so the Talmadge Bench... so the Talmadge Bench, it's truly a bench as in a geological sense where there's hillsides, there's foothills, and then there's this kind of slow plain that goes down into the actual bottom of the valley. And what it is red volcanic soil and igneous rock that's been broken off of the upper hills and the foothills over the last millennia.
Yep.
And so what it's coming off of, it's not riverland bottom, so it's not like an alluvial plain, but at the same time, it's not rock with a little bit of dirt on top of it. And so it's that perfect balance of drainage, nutrients, lack of nutrients. It's just an ideal growing area. We love it.
It's
been there for 40 years. They're old vines.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're pretty deep and suffering, which we like a little bit of suffering in our grapes. It brings out the good qualities.
Yeah. Well, hold that thought because we got a lot to do over the stove. So we can talk more about the wine. What? Yeah, I have had a tough week, man. This guy has made me suffer.
Just wipe your nose with sausage.
No, all the sausage on this hand. We're gonna meet you guys at the stove. Bring the sausage. Bring the breadcrumbs. Bring 1 cup of butter. Bring 1 cup of butter. Bring the cup of onions.
I don't have the butter out.
Bring the cup of celery.
Okay.
Bring all the mushrooms. That's about 2 cups of mushrooms. Hold on, I'll get you a cup of butter.
Okay.
These are half cup. I have
Put it
this
on
like,
it.
oh yeah. This is not. I think that's a bad idea because it's room temperature butter.
Oh, thank you.
If I put it in your
You
armpit,
do like me.
We'll meet you guys at the
See you
stove.
Welcome to the stove.
Welcome to the stove.
I forgot everything Megan just
I
told
feel
me.
like that should be our tagline. Welcome to the stove.
So she's going to tell me what to do.
All right, babe.
What am I doing, Megan?
We're gonna turn the heat on. So we got 2 frying pans going over here. The front one is a little larger, and it's gonna take a cup of butter. So that's 2 sticks of butter. Yeah, it's toasty. We preheated the pans a little bit. Just keep them moving. We're gonna have a lot of butter in here. Let's melt that up. And then we're gonna put this, we're gonna keep the butter in the pan. He breathes a little excited.
So I forgot about that. I forgot that of the recipe. I thought it
Well, at least you measured 6 tablespoons of sage.
nailed it.
I'm gonna put the sausage back
Never
here.
gonna let her live that down.
Are you kidding me? That was unbelievable.
You're welcome.
Alright. I got stuff over here for you. Oh! It's like a little pork sausage tater tot. Alright, this is about a pound of sausage, 4-ish lengths of mild Italian sausage, sweet Italian, good bold sausage. You just don't want it to be spicy.
Why
It's
not?
a pretty mellow dish, and it's got the sage, and if it's spicy, it would really overwhelm it. So,
Chopsticks, please.
oh,
One of your little catered
Sure.
sausage tots fell out.
this is not well, look at that. You got your 6 tablespoons. I got curly straws.
Two awkward chopsticks. Thank you.
Thank you, Reed. Alright, this is not my ideal cooking utensil.
So chopsticks are
I love
okay, but that's
that.
not. That's just a bigger chopstick.
Crank it up.
Okay.
We want to have some heat on this baby.
All right.
So we're gonna saute the sausage off, and then we're gonna saute the onions and celery off.
Okay.
And again, it's 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of onions, roughly chopped, maybe diced if you want to go a little smaller, and then 1 cup of celery.
So
look at how much butter that is.
It's a lot of butter.
So here's the trick with John Skupny and anything he makes with bread: butter. He makes the greatest croutons in the entire world. Maybe we should do croutons for Sip and Savor one day.
It's a science. We can't recreate it.
It's like I know the story is that he worked at a pizza joint and it was like the leftover bread from the bread baskets and something about the dredges from the oil.
Yeah, essentially they would just deep fry
like leftover bread.
Leftover breadcrumbs. Like bread and then make breadcrumbs out of it.
It's amazing.
But it's transcribed into something amazing.
Well, I mean, if he brings me a quart jar of it, it's gone in a day.
It gets awkward really
and I feel
quick.
really uncomfortable. But I eat the whole freaking thing. All right, onions are in.
So you just want these kind of weepy?
Yeah, caramelized. A little caramelized. A little.
Caramelized or translucent?
Oh, jeez Louise. You want to lose that fight again?
Well.
Oh my gosh, we've been watching the show The Boys.
Totally inappropriate, but remarkably good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And there's a character, it's about superheroes.
Yeah, there's this character named Opaque, and you can see through him all the way.
I believe it's translucent.
Right?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's opaque, because you can see through
It's
it.
getting hot over here. I'm going to drink some Chenin Blanc from 2019 Mendocino. Chenin Blanc from from Lang and Reed, Napa Valley. Delicious. Yeah.
It is a weekday.
Put the celery in. Bring it.
Is it? It's not opaque
Ensemble.
yet.
Ensemble. I said together.
No.
Yeah. Reed, why don't you tell us what's going on in the wineries right now? I mean, Harvest kind of kicked their butts.
Oh,
but
man.
We're kind of cruising in towards the tail end of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. So.
Oh, just get a little taste.
So harvest is over. All the grapes are in. All the grapes, for me at least, all the grapes are fermented. So that means all the sugars are turned to alcohol. And so what we've been doing is we've been dropping tanks where we drain the tanks into barrels, and then we take the pumice, which is the grape skins, which are still super juicy and flavorful. We chuck them in the press. And then at the press, we squeeze it really hard, and then what we do with that juice is put it down a barrel or put it to tank, kind of depending on the lot. And so at this point, it's a lot of cleanup and maintaining quality control. Today, I actually spent most of the day revisiting the 2019s and the 2018s that we make.
Oh, how'd they taste?
They're fabulous. Yeah. I've got I'm actually kind of out of the weeds and planning, the next step. So now we have to revisit all the wines we made last year and plan to bottle them in January and February. So it's cyclical. It's farming.
Yeah.
And everything's great. It was not gonna lie, a very difficult year. Not a very fun year on the scope of it all. We have persevered and made some really, really good wines. A lot of people had a lot harder time than we did.
Yeah.
And so we're very lucky that we can continue to make amazing wines in a very difficult year. A lot of that is because we pick early and we picked before the fires. But a lot of people didn't, and they're kind of in a tough spot. So cheers to them.
Yeah, and you know what I heard today on a good news is that the glass fire, as of today, now you'll see this after today, is 100% contained.
Yeah, we're out of the woods.
It gives me goosebumps. I mean, that was a doozy.
That was a tough one.
And I mean, so many people lost their homes. We're not talking just, people with bukus of money who own these massive mansions in Napa Valley. We're talking
just normal people.
Everyday people like us.
The fire just indiscriminately blew through the hills.
They, it's the people who work in the vineyards and the people who run the cellar and the people who wait tables at your favorite restaurant. I mean, those are the people that were getting just pummeled by this fire. Our dear friend Cindy Paulson, chef, owner of Mustard's Grill.
Meringue pie.
Yeah, the author of the meringue pie. She lost her home, and it was, things are replaceable, of course. But she had a collection of 3,800 cookbooks that she's been collecting since she was a kid, and most of them are signed. I mean, it just is, brings tears to my eyes to think about. So, Cindy and John, our hearts are with you. Anyone who's been affected by this fire, our hearts are with you, and we are so thankful that it is contained officially. So, cheers to that for sure. All right, I'm sweating over here.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Reed's basting the turkey over there, so we got the turkey going. You'll see that in another episode. You get to see all the.
All right.
You'll get to see how much butter we put in the turkey in the next episode.
All right, cool. So
I think this is good.
I think it's good.
Yeah, the sausage is almost cooked.
Yep. What's the next thing?
I think let's turn the sausage off because it's going to go in the oven too.
Okay.
All right, a couple things to add in. So we have lots of herbs. This is definitely a sausage and herb. If you recall, this is a perfectly measured 6 tablespoons worth of sage that we're just going to sprinkle in.
It's beautiful.
This actually came from our garden, so it is really beautiful.
The chickens ate most of them, so.
We have 2 tablespoons of what John calls the spice drawer mix. And it's essentially any fine herbs that you have in your spice drawer. This is herbes de Provence. It's going to be delicious. We're going to sprinkle this in. And this is
It's
also
going to be really herby.
It's also why you want it a mild sausage, because you have all this flavor here.
You are fixated on the sausage.
Don't you have to go back to work? You have a tank to press out?
I can totally go back to work right now.
All right, guys. I got one of these beautiful chicken eggs from our backyard. Just whisking it up.
So we're taking chicken egg and putting it in chicken stock, which is really weird.
It is weird,
Yeah,
but I'm about to do it.
whatever.
And this is 1.5 cups of chicken stock. And this will act like a binding agent in the stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you already stirred it?
Corn
I think
rich.
we can actually, kick it off the heat. Oh, yeah. It does smell like Thanksgiving right now with all the sage in here.
I love Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving's like the best holiday.
Why do you think that?
I just, it's so casual. Like there's no, like you, I don't know. There's all this pressure about Christmas.
Because you can drink out of straws like this?
You can drink in straws like that. Like, you know, most of the big holidays, it just there's so much on top of everything. Whereas Thanksgiving's just like hang out. You know, Flag Day is oppressive. You know, Canada Day, Boxing Day is rough. There's just so much pressure, and Thanksgiving's just really relaxing for me.
You are so strange.
You married me.
Yeah. Can you salt and pepper this?
Yeah.
Weirdo. Oh my word. Alright, so the sauce mixture is done. The sausages are nice. They're almost all the way cooked through, but we're going to bring these out onto a paper towel and grease them. Hey, let's talk about why this is going to go with Cabernet Franc, Reed, while we're in this.
Oh, yeah.
Because the wine to drink on Thanksgiving that is going to go with every single thing on your table.
Pause to refresh.
Cabernet Franc. And you know who makes a lot of Cabernet Franc? Lang and Reed, now that that.
Lang and Reed.
Isn't
I
that
forgot
awesome?
about them.
Yeah.
So the cool thing about Lang and Reed is they have been a Franc-centric company for how many years now, Megan? I forget.
We are rolling into year 25.
25. I met you when you were 20.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's bananas.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And so why, Megan, do you think Cab Franc goes with this dish per se?
Well, you know what? I think we should take our stuffing over to the counter. I'm not going to take our stuffing over to the counter yet.
Mushrooms. Mother, father, let's throw the mushrooms
Where
in.
are they? Oh, they're right
Mushrooms are right there.
Okay. So, my husband is so handsome. I was so flustered by looking at him that I forgot about the mushrooms. I'll stir this.
Okay.
So
but I want this.
After the onions and celery were sauteed, we're supposed to put the mushrooms in just for about a minute.
Yeah. So what we're doing is mushrooms. You don't want oil, but you don't want a lot of oil in the mushrooms when they go in because they're soup. Because they get soggy. We don't want them soggy.
Do I make you flustered too?
A little bit.
Oh.
Butterflies.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. We just did use the sausage pan, so it's got a little bit of oil on the bottom, and we're just gonna sear them, cook them through, and then chuck them in whatever this is.
You know, that's the beauty of Thanksgiving dishes. They just are like good home-cooked food that whatevs, you can just add the mushrooms in a little later. I mean, I think we screw at least one thing up
It is stuffing.
on every single sip and savor.
You know,
So
didn't
it would have
screw
been.
up the sage. That was a perfect 6 tablespoons.
Bravo, baby. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's the little wins.
I'll remind you.
I mean, I think you're really, really pumped about that, and I'm happy for you. I'll remind you of that every day.
Please do. Please
right.
do. I'll set my alarm.
So we're just sauteing the mushrooms a little bit, getting them a
I'm
little.
gonna crank it up hot.
Yeah.
We just want to get them wilted, get a little bit of the moisture out, and we'll chuck them in there.
Yep. So we're gonna get the mushrooms done, chuck them in here, and then we're gonna meet you at the counter, and we're gonna build the stuffing, and we're gonna talk about why Cabernet Franc goes so well with dishes like this. Phone's gonna help us mix everything together.
Yep.
So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this butter, and it's actually fresh out of the fridge, so it's hard.
Yep.
I like to use this to butter this. And Reed, while I do this, you and Felton can put everything together.
Great. We're gonna do this in 2 parts. So Felton, let's pour about half the bread in. You can go more than that. About half of it. That's good. Okay.
That's good. And this is ciabatta bread and sourdough. Maybe we talked about that earlier, but ciabatta and sourdough. So a couple different textures. Yeah. Yep.
Sourdough.
That's right. You got it.
All right, coming over. I'm
Watch
gonna
out,
do
because this
half
is
of it
very
now.
hot.
Okay.
Yummy.
Whoa. Here, let's get you a spoon. We step back for a sec.
Got it right here.
Never mind, Daddy has one. I was gonna have you use your fingers, but looking at how
Yeah,
hot
it's
that
kind
is.
of hot. So I want you to do like this, Felton. Turn it over and get it really mixed in, okay?
Yeah, and try and keep. Oops.
Oh, that.
I keep going,
Like
girl.
it. Come on, baby.
It's a timed event here. Stir, stir, stir. All right, not that fast.
Slow down. Here, wait. Oh, it's got some. A little bit of sausage.
A little bit
Keep
more
going.
bread.
Keep. You're in charge of stirring.
Yeah, don't stop.
Don't stop till you. Okay. Oh my gosh! I feel like you're gonna flick that all over me.
It's a little hard because it's so much bread.
I
Alright,
read.
Fel, can you step to the side a
Oh
little
my
bit?
word.
More of the bread?
Yeah, all the good stuff. Here, like, can I see this for just a sec? Read if you flip the other way. Oh! Flip the other way. There you go.
Where did you go from this?
It keeps popping out.
Yeah, you're the head stirrer, Felton. You're in charge of stirring.
Okay, there you go, babe. Whoop, rogue mushroom. Gosh, I'm glad those mushrooms made it in. That would have been a bummer.
I totally forgot about that.
Ah.
All right, girl. So here's what I'm going to recommend: deep and turn, deep and turn. Okay?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it together.
All right, Reed, while you do that,
Uh-huh.
give us a brief, real quick review of why these flavors go with Cabernet Franc.
Okay, so weird. We have a lot of herbs in our
Stuffing.
recipes.
Dressing.
Are you leaving us? Okay.
I need,
So-
I need water.
Oh, okay. Gotta have water. So the herbs and spices of traditional Thanksgiving dinners will pair very well to the beautiful kind of gaminess and violet textures and sort of high tension that Cabernet Franc can have. Not to mention that cranberry is literally one of the first fruits that come up
Those
when you
bright fruits.
bright white fruits. You're not getting any dark stewed plums with Cab Franc. You're getting white cherries. You're getting cranberries. You're getting little high notes of underripe raspberries. Sausage. And that's kind of Thanksgiving in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You've got candied sweet yams. You've got sausagey,
Turkey?
salty. Hold on, we're almost there.
Oh.
Sausagey, herby
Partner coming in.
dressing. Okay, cool. And then you've got the turkey, which in itself as a white meat bird has a little more game than just your plain old bland chicken.
That's a lot of bread now.
I
It
know.
is
This is a big stuffing dish.
And so, Langenried Cab Franc is easily the quintessential Thanksgiving red wine to have, especially at a big family table. We have Magnums. If one bottle's not
Magnums
enough,
of 214.
it'd be super cool to bring something a little bit bigger for your table and your spread and your
Yep.
family when everybody's in town.
Yep.
Or if it's just you, Magnum works too.
Yeah. Or we have half bottles.
I've been there.
We're in Magnum Works. All right, I think we're ready, guys.
Yep. Okay.
Let's put these in.
All right, Megan.
Yep.
Felton, sorry to cut you off. And we're gonna
Smells
pack this
so
down.
delicious.
I like really thick,
Nah.
dense.
Do it. What's it
Pretty
taste
tasty.
like?
Stuffing my face.
Stuffing your face with stuffing.
Stuffing with stuffing. We pull it back a little bit. All right, we have enough.
Go over
Enough
here.
for two.
We
I
gotta
love
smush
it.
it down.
Here, come over here. Oh, are you happy? All
Is
right.
that delicious?
So this is we're gonna push this down. We're gonna pop it in the oven, and this goes in at 325 for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. So you just want to time it accordingly with when you want to sit down for your meal. If it comes out beforehand, just cover it in full and put it in a warming drawer or a very low oven, like 200-degree oven or something like that, to keep it warm.
I've not actually read my dad's recipe, but if he's like me, he can't follow a recipe if his life depended on it. So I'm suspecting you could probably pull the foil off at the last minute
Yeah.
and get a little
I think
crisp
so.
on top.
So we're gonna pop it in the oven, and then we'll catch you guys when it comes out.
Cheers.
Felton, thank you.
Thanks, Felton.
Wait,
Going up.
Oh,
Can you say cheers to the camera?
all right. On to the Nanny rolls. These are the dinner rolls from Ben's great grandmother. And if you haven't met Ben, you might meet him later today. Ben Tedesco, you can see everything he does at bentedesco.com. He's our amazing friend, producer, creative director.
Yes.
All of the above.
Cameraman.
So we're gonna get started.
this guy.
Hey, Felton. We have 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna pour in ½ cup of milk. Felton, can you not run around, please? Oops. We got.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. We have
Hi.
a friend
Oh, she's
joining
in
us.
here.
Watch my toes with that stool.
Hello.
Thanks.
I screwed it up really
3
bad.
tablespoons of sugar. Can you
Yeah.
dump this in? 2 teaspoons of salt.
That
Yeah.
truffle salt.
You know what? This is not truffle salt. It's actually gray salt. I've been using gray salt a lot with my baking. So, Tracy, would you mind taking that over to the stove?
Yes, I will.
And warming that up. We're just going to warm it till it melts the butter. And Felton and I are going to dissolve the yeast. So we need 2 packages of yeast. You want to hold this up? So this is active dry yeast. Now that is different than instant yeast. So when you get your yeast at the grocery store, just be sure you look at if it says instant yeast or rapid dry. And I can't remember the exact difference, but one has more dead yeast cells in it. So it takes longer time to rise, I believe. But I can't tell you which one.
There's gonna be a puppet show later.
Whoa, random. Okay, can you shake these like this? Get all the yeast on the bottom. I'm gonna get 1.5 cups of warm water.
Go Falcon.
I'm gonna put this in here, and I primed this bowl. I ran it under some warm water too, so
Is that one?
yeah, ish.
Okay, Mama, this one done.
Okay, thank you. Such a good helper.
Okay, this one done. Can you put this?
So we're just dumping it in. I think these, yeah, there we go. That's it.
These are just tiny yeast
It's
packets.
nice that you can find these at the store now. I mean, when shelter in place happened, couldn't find any yeast, and people started making sourdough, like me. And yeah, so yeast is back in the stores. So then we're just gonna, nope, that way. Pull the bowl up on the mixer,
How much do you need?
just like 2. Yeah. We're Just gonna dissolve the yeast a little bit. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna use the paddle attachment to dissolve the yeast a little bit, and then I'm gonna switch over to the dough hook. Can you hold that for me?
The dough hook?
That's called a dough hook. There we go. And what'll happen is it'll start.
Hey, it's warm water.
Yeah, the warm water will start to dissolve the yeast
And it already did.
like magic.
And it already did.
Good, ready?
Yeah. Oh, good. Tracy's ready.
Okay.
Can you see?
Warm butter, sugar, salt, milk.
Yeah. So we're gonna dump that right on in. It's
Will
not
you
too
hold this
hot,
for
right?
me?
Is that scalding hot?
No.
Great.
It's very warm though.
Chuck it in. It says lukewarm. Should we?
Maybe let it cool off a little bit.
Okay. We're gonna let this cool off for just a second.
Yeah.
Phone's
That
gonna
helps, too.
aerate it.
Good job. How'd you know to do that? You just knew, right?
Careful. Here, we'll just cut this up a little bit.
There's a little butter on here, see?
A little bug or butter?
Butter.
Because do you see the lines coming off the edges?
Mm-hmm. It's
See?
kind of cool though.
Yeah.
It's like a spiral.
I think it's ready.
Let's do it.
Okay.
That's cool enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ready?
Pop it on in.
Ta-da. Spoon, ma'am.
We're gonna mix this in.
It's warm.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hey!
Hi.
Show my hands.
Oh, thank you.
You're like a little koala.
All right, we're gonna keep cooking. You have to get off me. Thank you. I got about 4.5 cups of flour. So this is all mixed in. I'm gonna put the dough hook on now.
Where's the dough hook?
Got it? So remember, you gotta line up the holes. And then twist the other way, towards Ben. Yeah, there you go. Nope, towards Ben.
Yeah. The
Ready?
hook is hooked.
There you go. So I'm gonna turn it just on low. We're gonna
Oh,
slowly,
look! It's turning white.
we're gonna slowly add in the flour.
Flour? Wait, can I do it?
Yeah.
Can you hold the bowl while I
Oh, you're gonna scoop it? Okay. Whoops. Good. Just try and get it in the bowl.
Oops, not too much. Just come out.
Nice and slow. Whoa! Can't lose too much.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's the start.
All right.
Nice job.
1 minute. About 2 minutes. The 4.5 cups of flour are in. We're on
Looking
number
like
2.
dough.
We're just gonna let it go for 1 minute on speed number 2.
Look, is it dough?
Are you counting in your head to 60?
In Spanish.
Yeah, because it's already going a little bit, so it's probably ready for the next bit. Then we have another 1/2 cup of flour.
I'm on 23.
Oh, 28. Well, I already had it going a little bit, so let's put this in, and then we'll do 2 more minutes, okay?
Is that different flour?
You have the same flour, but it's just 1/2 cup. Whoa. There you go. Okay.
Oh, it looks like a big snowball.
It does look like a big snowball. Okay, I'm going to set a 2-minute timer.
Yum.
With flour.
That looks like Mucky Moo.
Mucky Moo Moo. All right, then I'm going to get a spatula. Can you see right in here?
Can I do it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can grab that one. You know know my favorite part about, I think is going to be about these, is
What?
at the end when they come out of the oven,
Can I
you put
turn
like
it
a
off?
dollop of butter. No. You put a dollop of butter
Yeah.
on each, like on the
Yeah.
top of each one.
Is it a
What
thumb
do we
free?
do? What do we do?
I think like a pinch, like you have
Yeah.
to like pinch and wrap them.
Yeah.
Like wrap and turn.
What do we do now?
Not, I don't know. We'll find out. It's gonna be really exciting. Oh, so here's another note.
I
If
think
you
you can turn it off.
no, I'm waiting for the timer. We have 1 minute left. If you are into sourdough, you can convert these into, like you could use your sourdough yeast instead of the dry active yeast. You'd have to Google what the conversion is, but it's all interchangeable, so you can kind of play around with stuff like that too. So it's all together. Looks like a big ball of dough, like pizza dough. It's a little shaggy at the bottom, but it's looking good. And then once this timer goes off, we're gonna scrape down the sides. There's not much to scrape down.
No, I don't see one.
Scrape down the sides, and it's gonna go for 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna let it rise.
55.
What?
I'm on 50.
50. You know what my favorite number is though? 80. I like that one.
Ogenta.
80. Okay, look, now it came apart. The dough kind of spread out a little bit.
Whoa. That's cool.
And it's sticking in the bottom. It's changing. It's getting
Yeah.
that texture's called something when it's called something.
All right. I don't know what that is. Okay, perfect timing. Yay. So can you scrape that down? No, we want to scrape the bowl. We're not worried about that, but we're scraping it off the sides of the bowl, like that.
That's
Nope, not that. Remember, we just said not. We just said not that.
it's hard.
Yeah. Well, this is enriched dough, and that means that there's butter and milk in it, like brioche. Or...
Because we don't have enough butter
Butter,
and
right,
milk
right.
at Thanksgiving.
We're counting up to here. I'll move it a little bit. Watch your hands. Move your hands. Boop. Well
Okay.
done. Okay, can I do
Wait.
a mama swipe on it?
No, I get it. See,
Not yet.
We don't need that.
you don't need mom. Excuse me.
Sweet. I think you got it. All right, so I'm gonna put this on for another 2 minutes.
Mom,
On
it didn't even get dirty.
that's crazy. On speed number 2,
I'll set the timer.
Yay.
and then we'll pop back and we will get it ready to sit and rise. 2 minutes. I'm gonna crank this off. Oh, did you see how it comes apart there? Look how it's like, it looks like it's growing like a little alien. That means it's elastic.
Can
That's
I
what we
get
want.
it up there?
Yeah, you can get it off the dough hook. Here, let me pull the dough hook down, and then you can scrape it down.
Eat.
Too bad it's not cookie dough, right? No, I don't want you to do that. I just
Why?
want
It's
you to,
not
no,
gonna get
no, but you don't want to smash. You don't want to smash the dough down because the whole goal is to have it rise. And if you smash it, that takes away from it. Sweet.
Put it back.
Oh, thank you for that. I'm gonna take a little canola oil spray. Just spray the bowl because this thing's gonna grow. And I have a feeling this bowl might not be big enough. We're gonna try.
Can I put it in?
Yeah. So you're gonna take this?
I'm not
No. You're gonna take it and scoop it out.
I'll get the rest like that.
Here. Okay. So
No, I get it.
here, wait. Pause. Let me just loosen it for you. It's just like a jar of pickles or something. You might need someone to loosen it, but then you
There we
get to
go.
do it, right?
Almost there. See, I'm
Oh, I
almost
feel it
there.
on my hand.
It's warmed up.
Oh, there it goes.
It's hard to get out since it's so sticky. Maybe I can get the rest with my hands.
Yeah. Okay, you got it on? Oh, here. No, that's going to get right up your fingernails. Here. I'll scoop it in and then you can pull it out. How's that taste? Couldn't resist? No thanks. Your raw bread dough is not really I don't really have a sweet spot for that. Okay. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to spray the top because I don't want it to stick on the top. Can we put this on? Okay, never mind. That's disgusting. Stop. Oy. Okay, so this is gonna sit for about 2 hours, and I'm gonna crack it a little bit. I'm gonna watch it though, because if it gets too high, I'm gonna cover it with some saran wrap, and I'm gonna spray the saran wrap so then it can kind of grow. So 2 hours, and then we'll shape the dough. All right, team, our Nanny rolls are getting ready. So they've more than doubled, and you can see how like bubbly and fluffy it all is.
Yeah.
So we're ready.
Smells like yeast. I love it.
So this batch is going to make 24 rolls. So what I'm going to do, instead of taking it out, I'm just going to take this is a bench scraper. It's one of my favorite tools for making bread. And it's going to kind of punch it down while I cut it.
So it's really pulling away from the plastic edges, and it's a little elasticy, but they're forming 4 triangles, 4 groups.
So we're gonna get 6 out of this bad boy. So you want to cut 6 even pieces out of that? Okay.
One little tiny roll over here.
Reading the directions, it was something like you push your finger down and you kind of roll them up around it. Is that kind of right?
Yeah,
Ben's totally shaking
Not
his head.
even close. I think it's Ben's nanny.
I feel like the professional should come over and show us how to do it. I mean, look how cute. It's like a little bundle.
Yeah.
Ben,
Are we making
come
like
over.
a basket? Is it like a...
You guys get to
Like
meet
that?
the infamous Ben Tedesco.
We're bringing
He's
Ben
coming
out.
over.
Come on, baby. You can do it. Yahoo!
All right.
Oh, he's cleaning his hands first. The
24.
one, the only, the amazing
Ben
Ben Tedesco. Okay, get in here.
All right.
So it's,
Tell us all about your nanny.
The little mini one.
it was my great grandma. Yeah, we just knew her as Nanny.
Yeah.
So
Did you know her now?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I was really little. But this is a recipe we've done every single year. So you
Copy you. Here,
Yeah,
guys.
here, quick, give me one.
just 2 fingers, and then you pull your fingers out and you pinch on the bottom.
Oh man, I was way off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were way off.
And pinch
So, yeah.
it in.
Yep.
Underneath?
Yep, you're getting that kind of air, so you got that nice little round top. And you pinch on the bottom.
Oh man, you must have had a ball.
Yeah.
Look how perfect his.
I know.
I used to gauge my Thanksgiving success on how many Nanny rolls I could eat.
Megan, you start cutting because Ben's doing all the
Oh, yeah,
pinching.
he's in.
Okay, how many could you eat?
I think the most I ever did was 12. Yeah.
And what, you were like this young
Yeah,
little guy?
Yeah, because the 2 things that I eat on Thanksgiving are stuffing and rolls.
Yes.
Those are my go-tos.
Keep going, Megan. He's working.
We used to tease my cousin Kayla that she wanted, and my cousin Lauren, that they wanted a little bread with their butter. Like they were smitten with butter.
We have to do this one over.
I think what you're doing is you're adding some air because when they cook, they puff up. And then at the end, I think the best part is that you, as my nanny used to say, kiss the tops with butter. So you just take a stick and you just rub it on the top.
Pardon me, guys. Sorry.
Oh.
You almost don't need to put butter inside, but I do anyways.
Okay, so I have a feeling, it's just a hunch, but I'm getting a strong sense that when these are all baked and brown right out of the oven, we're going to know exactly which ones are Ben's.
Yeah.
And exactly which ones I made.
When I see Ben's hand reach around the camera and grab some.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take those.
Already,
perfect
I know
ones.
this row is Ben's row.
Okay, I'm going to try with this one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm
2
going to give it a try
fingers.
again.
Bring it around. Oh, that's 3. 2 fingers, bring it around.
Try and keep the air in there, right?
Yep,
Like a
yep.
hot air balloon.
Yep.
And close it.
Nanny roll tutorial.
Yep.
Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this. When you start thinking about the hot air balloon, it's like, okay, get
It's all about the
air in
analogy.
there. Okay, now this looks like a mushroom.
Oh.
See, the other thing too is that, and I think the reason I used to like to help make them is you figure out which ones are going to be bigger.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that you want.
Right? Have you ever hidden anything inside the air bubble?
You know,
Oh, inside.
as kids, we used to get from the Italian deli from my other grandparents these pepperoni balls.
Oh.
And they were kind of like this when they had pepperoni in the middle.
Oh, we
But
talked
then
about
my-
making those.
Then my parents changed and they turned it into, they now make pepperoni bread. So it's like a loaf
wow.
of French bread that they roll pepperoni and mozzarella cheese into.
Wait, is Tedesco Italian?
It is.
I mean, we get like guonkies.
Right.
Polish.
We get Polish. You get
French
Italian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. See that makes me
Oh,
feel like
there
I
you
got
go.
air in there.
We're just kissing these with a little bit of grease here, and this way, when we put some saran wrap over the top of them, they're
Yeah.
not going to stick to the saran wrap because they'll
And
rise a little bit more.
We know Ben said butter, but we're using olive oil.
Well, we're gonna do
Well, the
butter
butter
when
goes
it's
at the
hot.
end.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes at the very end.
Wait, because there's not enough butter at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, all 3
Is that
pounds.
what we said?
I knew 3 pounds. I
Yeah.
think that was my estimate.
Uh,
Lots of butter.
Aw.
Team. Ben,
Okay,
thank you
so
for bringing this to Thanksgiving.
Nanny dinner rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
One more.
All right, uno mas.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I'll be eating from this
Yes.
region.
He's already got the big one set aside. Wait, so if you're having 12, that's this many.
Yeah, it wasn't like I went for 12 small ones. No, I went
The
for
biggest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna cover these up, and then we're gonna set a timer for 45 minutes. When
Okay. Now that I know
Go
how
in
to do
the
the timer,
oven.
I shall.
I think it's in a.
Wait, don't go, Ben.
Don't go.
Gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's either 375 or I think it's 425. These go in for about 12 minutes. Don't quote me on that. Just check the caption at the bottom, and Ben will be sure to correct my mistake.
We want you in here.
But I still have a camera to operate.
I know, but he'll have to go soon.
All right, team, and that is our next step with nanny rolls. Then they're gonna go in the
Okay,
oven.
one last pose, and then you can go back to your camera. Nanny rolls.
I love it.
Okay, back to the
Thanks,
cameraman.
Ben.
You're welcome.